This is me, and if I can finish all of this pizza, I'll break one of the most difficult world record eating challenges. Over the last 8 years, I've taken down some of the biggest food challenges on YouTube, or so I thought. Because on March 8th, 2020, an individual set an eating record so massive that it contains more calories than any other food challenge world record ever done. Which is why that record has stood unattempted for years, until now. For the next week, I'm preparing for this record by taking on some of the hardest world record eating challenges on Earth. And by the end of this video, I'll be answering the question on everyone's mind. Can it be beaten? It's time to start training. Record number 1, fastest time to eat 1,620 French fries. Record holder, Matt Stoney. Time to beat, 22 minutes and 52 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Eating 17 large orders of French fries in 22 minutes was gonna be tough. But I was off to a very strong start.
Excuse me.
Until I had the next few handfuls down.
Oh, so many fries.
To get the win, I had to do 2 things. Keep a steady pace, along with eating the rest of the fries using the ball method. In a lot of competitive eating contests and food challenges, forming the fries into balls is a technique that helps people eat fries faster. But my body was already fighting back. These fries were not settling well.
Man, fries are dense.
But with half the fries left, I was making very good progress.
I just really love fries, but right now, I don't really like them very much.
At this point, flavor fatigue was hitting hard. But with time running out, the only thing I could do was keep eating.
Oh my goodness. Matt, you're a beast.
Unsurprisingly, I lost a few fries on the floor.
No.
And since this is a food challenge,
16-minute rule.
I had to do what I had to do. And as my pace started to slow down, I knew this was gonna be close.
This is gonna be a rough week.
But with only a few handfuls of fries left, I was within reach of my first victory. And after shoving the last few handfuls of fries into my mouth, meal 1 was complete. Starting the week off with a win was exactly what I needed. But not only were the challenges gonna get harder, but the time limits were as well. And with speed being my biggest weakness, I knew I needed something to really push me to eat faster. This is the Wheel of Misfortune. On this wheel are 14 different consequences ranging from having to eat using only one hand to having the next challenge's time limit shortened by 45 seconds. If I fail any challenges this week, then I have to spin this wheel. And whatever consequence it lands on applies to the next challenge. The wheel was there to motivate me, but to really push my capacity and speed, I knew I had to go for a challenge much bigger than the last one. Which is why I set my sights on a record so massive that it's held by the number 2 ranked eater in the world. Hi, what's the biggest pizza you guys have?
Extra large New Yorker. I think it's like 16 inches across.
Perfect. Can I get 8 of those, please? It's pizza time. Record number 2, most pizza slices eaten in 10 minutes. The record, 83. Record holder, Jeff Esper. I knew that if I could beat this record, I'd have no issues with the challenge waiting for me at the end of the week. I got paper towels. For some reason, I doubt I'll be needing them. 3, 2, 1, go. As soon as I started on the pizza, I realized what was gonna hold me back the most, the crust. Which left me with only one option, dunking. Dunking food in liquid is another eating technique, but even after doing this, I was still having trouble.
Sausages. Very chewy.
My only option at this point was to eat as many slices as I could and save the crust for later. Even though this pizza was delicious, and 81 slices sounded semi-reasonable earlier, I eventually realized that I was in way over my head.
Minute left.
The challenge is done, and that was a complete fail. I've always been a capacity eater, and that was a lot of capacity and speed. I can tell this week is definitely gonna be rough.
The ugly truth is that the record I'm training for is bigger than the one I just pathetically failed.
You suck!
And while I do have triple the amount of time for it, I knew my lack of speed was gonna hold me back the most. But what happened next was gonna give me the perfect opportunity to improve it. The next challenge's time limit was shortened by 20 seconds. Record, fastest time to eat 100 cookies in 1 liter of milk. Record holder, Furious Pete. The original time limit was 16 minutes, but mine was about to be much shorter. I can't afford to be losing any more of these challenges, so it's time to strategize. When I failed Matt Stoney's 203 Chips Ahoy cookie challenge earlier this year, I asked myself a very important question. Could I have eaten them faster if I'd eaten them like cereal? Well, in the next few minutes, I was about to have the answer I was looking for. 3, 2, 1, go. I expected this strategy to help out a bit, but to be completely honest,
2 minutes in, this tastes amazing.
this felt like I was using the best cheat code ever, and I was flying through this challenge.
Whew. All right, 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
And only a few minutes later, I was already done with the bowl.
All right, well, the bowl is down in about 5 minutes and 45 seconds.
And even though the cereal method helped, I decided to eat the rest of the cookies like a civilized human being. Sort of.
10 minutes and 13 seconds, that has been 100 Chips Ahoy cookies. Whew. I need a bath after that one.
Even though I smashed down 100 cookies in record time, beating this kind of challenge just wasn't gonna cut it if I was gonna have a chance at the big record. It was time for a serious capacity challenge.
Hi there, can I get 50 crunchy tacos, please?
How many?
50? And a Diet Coke?
All right, everybody, we're almost halfway through the week. And even though I'm 2 for 1 on challenges so far, I won't lie, I'm a bit worried about this one. What can I say? I never had my true feelings.
Record, fastest time to eat 50 Taco Bell tacos. Record holder, Randall Wong. Time to beat, 58 minutes and 14 seconds.
3, 2, 1, go.
As I expected, the first taco tasted amazing. All capacity challenges have one main goal, and that's to stretch the stomach as much as possible.
Only thing this is missing is some exasperation. I got some low-fat ranch dressing. I gotta watch my calories.
After some hopefully obvious sarcasm, I unleashed my appetite on this tray of tacos. And this challenge was off to a fantastic start.
All right, I'm about 25% through this challenge. Oh, making good time so far.
And then I remembered that while eating a lot of tacos always starts out fun, flavor fatigue always finds a way to catch up.
Whew. I love tacos, man.
Even though I was keeping a steady pace, I was just hoping I wasn't gonna fall apart. Oh, and speaking of falling apart,
All right, everybody, we made it to halfway, and I just gotta say, Taco Bell, I love your tacos, but this seems to happen whenever I order them. Even though I love your tacos, I'm not a big fan of soggy bottoms.
flavor fatigue was hitting harder than ever. But what was getting hit the hardest was my stomach.
All right. Oh. Excuse me. A lot of people out there prefer soft tacos over hard tacos. And I just gotta say, hard tacos are superior in every way. You wanna talk about it? Man, this is a lot of tacos, man.
After 34 tacos and with time ticking away,
16 tacos left.
I was thoroughly over the taste of tacos.
Like out of breath.
But with only a few minutes left, it was time to put the pedal to the metal.
All right, everybody, we've made it past the 40 mark. We are just over 38 minutes in right now. Oh my sweet goodness.
Even though I only had a few tacos left, I was definitely tacoed out.
I feel like my blood type is now taco. If you made it up into this point of the video, just drop a taco emoji down below in the comments.
And even though I was able to finish off the rest of the tacos and get the win, I was about to find out who the real winner was.
And just like that, everybody, just over 47 minutes. Talk about one heck of a finish.
Sometimes my own appetite terrifies me, but nothing was as terrifying as the call I had to make the following morning.
How can I help you?
Yeah, hi. I was actually wondering, how much do you charge to repair a toilet? On the plus side, I was 3-1 for the week, and with 2 challenges left before the big one, my motivation was sky high. But not only was the next challenge bigger than the last one, it was 4 times as expensive.
$350? Holy shit.
Record, fastest time to eat 100 ribs. Record holder, Matt Stoney.
98, 99, 100. 100.
Time to beat, 49 minutes and 56 seconds.
And you're probably expecting some sort of meat joke, but you're not gonna get one. I'd probably butcher it anyways. 3, 2, 1, go.
Since I'm a huge lover of ribs, the first bite was incredibly delicious. Just like yesterday's taco challenge, I knew that my biggest enemy in completing this was gonna come down to flavor fatigue. So it was crucial to do one important thing. Eat as many dry ribs as I could and save the sauce for later.
First, 8 ribs are down. So far, this is going absolutely amazing. These ribs are sensational.
I held off for as long as I could, but I had to get into the first sauce.
It's time to see what Smokin' Jay's barbecue sauce is all about.
The smoky and sweet combination was everything my taste buds needed. After reinvigorating my taste buds, I decided that the rest of the ribs were gonna need a shower. A barbecue sauce shower.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is like a carnivore's dream and a vegan's worst nightmare. Shout out to all the vegans that are watching. If you're vegan and you're watching, I love you. even though you probably don't love me right now.
After going back to work on the rest of the ribs, it only took a few minutes before flavor fatigue came back to visit me in full force, which left me with one option.
Admittedly, flavor fatigue is really starting to hit me right now, so I figured I would bring some necessary deliciousness to the party so that we can accessorize these ribs the way they should be accessorized, with wow sauce. W! Oh, W moment.
Wow sauce came in clutch. And my taste buds were back to life, but with more than half the ribs left, I was gonna need more help than that to get me to the finish line. And to make things worse, these ribs were slowly filling me up.
I gotta say, barbecue is my favorite food to eat during these food challenges. Shout out to all the vegans that are watching. I wanna know down below what your favorite food is to watch me eat during my food challenges. Drop a comment below.
Even with the wow sauce and barbecue sauce,
Excuse me.
flavor fatigue was hitting harder than it did yesterday, and that was not good. To make things worse, my stomach was getting fuller and fuller.
All right, everybody, well, we're at the 30-minute mark. Yeah, I'm pretty ribbed out right now. These ribs are sensational.
But with the challenge at the end of the week waiting for me, I knew that these were the moments I had to push through. Because the world record I was trying to beat was gonna be a lot harder than this.
We're almost at the 37 mark. I have at least 20 bones, 25 bones left. There's so many fucking ribs, man.
I knew at this point that this was gonna be another close one.
These ribs are fucking huge, man. Look at that rib.
But to my disappointment,
It's like one of my arms.
the biggest ribs were the last ones left on the plate.
What are they feeding these things?
Which unfortunately for me,
Oh my gosh.
meant disaster.
I'm going vegan after this challenge.
Hoping I could pull off some sort of miracle, I kept eating.
I absolutely despise ribs right now. Oh. Barbecue is my favorite food to eat during these.
But in the end, Matt Stoney's 100 rib challenge was just too much for me to handle.
Matt, you are a absolute savage, dude. I need a shower and a vegetable.
This may come as a surprise, but despite being 15 ribs short, I still felt confident going into the last prep challenge. But day 6 was the most important day of the week. I knew the last challenge had to push my speed and capacity more than anything else had over the week. In my eyes, there was only one food challenge capable of this.
Time for some calorie carnage.
My own. I was able to stuff 15,000 calories down my throat in 15 minutes back in 2020 for one main reason. Liquid calories. After doing that, both my brain and my stomach told me that doing anything like that ever again would be impossible. Now, 3 years later, here I was making two 1,500 calorie shakes with lots of peanut butter and chocolate milk. And little did I know what was about to happen next was about to make this impossible challenge even more impossible.
It's time to see what the consequence is gonna be for this meal.
Doing a challenge with no liquids meant I couldn't use the shakes, which meant I was in serious trouble until I got an idea.
I'm gonna need some more peanut butter.
The extra 5,000 calorie jar of peanut butter I grabbed was my backup plan. While there was well over 20,000 calories on the table, if any of the items were taking too long to eat, I could use the extra peanut butter to give me the calories I needed. But what I did next was about to save me the most time.
Goodness.
It may not look very pretty, but combining the cheesecake and Nutella and the peanut butter and cookies was the only way I was gonna have a shot at beating this record. But to have the motivation I needed for this, there was just one last thing for me to do.
I have well over 15,000 calories on the table, everyone, but just because I need some extra motivation to help me eat faster, if I beat my old record, then you gotta subscribe if you're not subscribed already. But if I fail, then you gotta give the video a thumbs down.
I started with the Nutella top cheesecake first.
3, 2, 1. Go.
So good.
I was going for 15,000 plus calories in 15 minutes, but I'm pretty sure I set another record as I stuffed this cheesecake down my throat, because I'm pretty sure 5,000 calories in 5 minutes is a PR for me. Regardless, I moved on to the peanut butter cookie sandwiches next, which I'll admit were amazing.
Oh my god.
At first. Turns out when you put thousands of calories of peanut butter on a few cookies, it tends to be a bit much.
From my son. Oh.
After working through the rest of the cookies, flavor fatigue was back and I was faced with an important decision. Go after the peanut butter next for easy calories or eat the trail mix. It was a gamble, but I chose the trail mix. Mainly because the thought of eating more peanut butter was nauseating. With 3,000 calories left, I had to clear both containers. This was going to be close. With all the debris on the table, I knew I had to get a few spoonfuls of peanut butter down too. I gave it everything I had, which is why I got the win at just under 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness, I feel like I just ran a marathon.
I may not have ran a marathon, but after spending the last 6 days attached to my table, my exercise bike, and my toilet, it sure felt like I had. After taking on records held by some of the greatest eaters on earth, it was now finally time to put my 6 days of training to the test and go after the biggest world record eating challenge out there. A challenge so big that the person with the record is the #1 ranked eater on earth, Joey Chestnut. In 2020, the internet went crazy when Joey single-handedly ate not 10, not 20, but 32 of one of the most iconic fast food menu items of all time, the Big Mac. But what's even more mind-blowing is that he did it in only 38 minutes. I won't lie, setting up the massive wall of boxes was very troubling.
Oh. Everyone, I've spent the entire week preparing for this moment.
But after 6 days of training, it was finally time to go after the biggest world record eating challenge.
It's time to see where all the training has gotten me. 3, 2, 1.
I started off this challenge strong.
First Big Mac down in 1 minute. That's good news.
I needed to eat 0.84 Big Macs per minute for 38 minutes to beat the record.
Big Mac number 5. 5 minutes in.
But I was about to find out for myself that doing that was gonna be way easier said than done.
All right, Big Mac number 8.
Even though this felt like David versus Goliath, I was eating way faster than I thought I would, until flavor fatigue hit.
All right, first 10. Big Macs are down. Shout out to Joey Chestnut. Joey, you're an animal. I did bring some low-calorie ranch to the party. You know, gotta watch our calories once again.
I was on track for now, but I was filling up very fast.
Big Mac. This is number 15.
A few minutes later, I was almost halfway done, but my pace began to slow down drastically.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
There was only one thing left to do, dunk.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
My pace was back on track,
18 Big Macs are down.
but I was very full.
And it's quite the Big Mac, baby. Of course, I forgot to bring paper towels to the party. I don't like how you even need them anyways.
It was time for one last push. If I was gonna beat this record now, I knew that what I needed most was some sort of miracle.
You guys have made it up in this point of the video. Why don't you go ahead and drop a burger emoji down below.
The only thing left to do was to use my water to soften up as many Big Macs as I could. But instead of helping me, this just made me nauseous.
Oh, it's not good. Oh, it's not good at all.
With time running out, I was now full beyond belief.
I've reached the 30-minute mark. Oh, I hate Big Mac so much right now.
Things were continuing to get worse.
Oh, McDonald's. Why'd you do this to me?
But as time ticked down, I remembered something I said at the very beginning of this challenge.
I can tell this week is definitely gonna be rough.
And a few seconds later, it all finally hit me. And no, I'm not talking about how badly I needed a fart. I finally realized that in the end, this world record was gonna remain unbeaten. After making it this far only to fall short, I finally accepted that to beat a record like this, you have to have the speed and capacity of the world's top eaters. But while I'm not the world's best eater, making it all this way made me realize I am good at one thing.
Well, everyone, there's still more Big Macs on this table, and I've spent way too much time eating this week to stop now.
To me, making it through 7 days of eating challenges requires a skill more important than speed or capacity.
All right, I'm done now.
Endurance.
It is about 3 hours later.
This challenge made me realize that while I may not be the world's greatest eater, my eating endurance will always carry me to the finish line because to me,
I'll pick that up later.
crossing the finish line is always better than not crossing it at all.
Everyone, this challenge took me just over 3 hours to finish, which means I definitely didn't train hard enough, but at least I was able to finish off this week strong. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed this challenge. Be sure to go check out all the eaters I mentioned in this video down below in the description. Be sure to give the video a like if you haven't already, and if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more crazy food challenges just like this one.